Whenever I visit my parents, they remind me, do you remember when you did this drawing?
It's so cute.
In my hierarchy, I believe I've reached in a point where I'd say I'm at self-actualization. So with that, I feel like I've met most of my other needs, and I'm at a point where I want to pursue what fulfills me.
Yeah.
And like I said, art fulfills me. For me, I'd say what I've learned is when the opportunity comes, you will know,
Yeah, you will know.
Art is subjective.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It doesn't mean that your work is terrible.
That moment of vulnerability, how do you get past that? And also, like, what are some of the risks that you took to get to where you are right now with, the artwork that you've displayed in the galleries and things like that? Yeah.
I even have a small curious shop in Lavington where I put my work there. So
Really? You're really out there.
Yes. I see myself as a gallery owner myself as well, yeah?
Yes.
So I have a journey towards that. And I'm also a believer of if a gallery is owned by a fellow artist, they understand you more than if it's owned by a business. Yeah. So for example, maybe it'll be a painting of a lady for me. Maybe she's dancing. And this person will interpret it very differently. To them, that person is not even dancing. They're like, I like the free spirit that this person
is
seems to
displaying
have.
from the...
Yes. So don't let just one feedback or two feedbacks from somebody or from someone interacting with it make you feel like your work is not worth it.
Yeah.
Feedback is what actually makes you think about how to improve.
Where do you think the Kenyan market is when it comes to how it values or doesn't value its artists?
Do you know that you can buy an artwork and sell it even quicker than a piece of land?
Yeah, I wonder whether I see it in the movies, but I wonder whether it happens in this.
The more you stay in the industry, the more the value of your art goes up. And the thing about art is there's no two pieces that are the same.
Yes.
See, this particular, I cannot, even me, I cannot replicate my own work. So yes, art can be an investment. I can't imagine retiring and being surrounded by art. That would be magical for me. I mean...
that's the dream.
Yes, that's the dream.
Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Before Breakthrough Conversations. And this is where we bring you women who are building, who are risking, who are trying, who are learning, and who are growing and are doing something meaningful with their lives. Hosted by myself, Phyllis Mboro, and my co-host,
Victoria Chebet. And in this space is a space where we get to discover what breakthrough means. And it doesn't have to be one. It can be 20, it can be 30, and it can even be the smallest thing, it can be the biggest thing. And we are figuring it out together. And today we have a beautiful, amazing guest. Her story is inspiring, and I know that you will learn a lot from it. So I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself, and then we can go on from there.
Sure. Thank you so much, Phyllis and Victoria, for having me on your podcast today. And again, congratulations, guys, for going ahead to actually visualize and actualize your dream. It's very inspiring. I say I'd define my name is Irene Opondo, first of all, for those who don't know me. I'd say I'm more of a multidisciplinary type of human being. I cannot say I'd put myself in one box and say I am an artist or I do a lot of things. So professionally, I can say I am an IT auditor, but I'm also an artist. When I say artist, people go ahead and think music and all that. No, but visual artist. So I draw and I paint. As of 1 year now, I've worked with a couple of galleries in the country, as well as the National Museum, and I've done a couple of shows as well, and have been able to get representation from some galleries to be able to put my work in with them. And when I say a year ago, it means, yes, that is actually when I started to actually do art professionally.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, professionally. I have drawn since I can remember. And painted since I can remember when I was small. So it's something I've been passionate about. But back then, it was more of something that I did for self-fulfillment. I wouldn't call it a hobby. No, for me, not all hobbies fulfill you. For me,
some are for...
Yes, for me, art was for self-fulfillment, even from a young age. Like it's something I'd get lost into. My mom would give me like a bag and she'd find me painting the bag. She'd be like, I gave you this for carrying or doing, and I'm drawing it or something. So I have a lot of sketches. Whenever I visit my parents, they remind me, do you remember when you did this drawing?
So cute.
Yeah, so it's something that I enjoyed from a young age. But as of 2019, at the end of the year, because I've been visiting galleries, I've been visited the art space. So it's something I enjoyed doing because it's something I'm passionate about. So at the end of 2019, there's an exhibition, art exhibition that I attended in one of the galleries in the country known as Ardi. So when I attended that exhibition, whatever was going on was really nice. I loved what the artworks that the artist had come up with. And I was with my little boy. I am a mother, yes. So I have a little boy. And he was all over the place. So eventually the owner of the gallery was like, you brought a child.
He's like, yeah.
Where people rarely bring them. And I was like, I want him to see what mommy likes and see if he actually would like what's going on around.
Yeah.
And then eventually she was like, you brought him because you like it. I was like, yeah, I also draw and paint. And she was like, you draw and paint? And I was like, yes. And she was like, I would love to see some of your work. And I was like, okay, I will come. And I told her today is a busy day because you guys are doing an exhibition. I personally will come back here on Monday with my work and get you to have to say it. And for sure, I went back to Art the Gallery that time and I was able to show her the work that I had done. And there and then she was like, you're going to exhibit with us. We really like your work. We think it's professional work. We think it's something you can do professionally. And that's the first time I actually got a chance to exhibit as an actual artist, among other artists. Yeah. It was an exhibition about, women in art, and it was actually coinciding with Women's Day. So it was quite,
it made so much sense.
It made so much sense. So it was among other amazing women artists at that particular time. So that was the beginning of my art career professionally now. Yeah. And from then it was like a ripple effect.
You said this was 2019?
Yes.
Okay. But a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, sure. Did I really say the right year? But yes.
Time has moved a little bit. Let's say thereabout.
So time has moved a little bit. But yeah, so that's how it started. Yeah, that's how the journey started. And it has been like a ripple effect since then.
After that.
Yeah.
So an event showed you the opportunities, the possibilities.
Yes.
But what within you also decided to take the chance of this as something that you can build as a career? Was there anything different? Did your mindset change about your work, your artwork? What was happening?
I think I live personally by Maslow's laws of hierarchy of needs. So in my hierarchy, I believe I've reached in a point where I'd say I'm at self-actualization. So with that, I feel like I've met most of my other needs, and I'm at a point where I want to pursue what fulfills me. Yeah. And like I said, art fulfills me. Yeah. So when the opportunity came, I felt like I was ready because I was like, this is something I have done all my life. So if you're telling me it's something I can pursue professionally and try and make money from it and inspire people and let people interact with my work, I took it. And I even went further to now combine it with IT audit. I didn't abandon what I was doing already. So what I did, I merged the two things I love, which is tech and art, because as much as I'm in tech, I also love art. So with my artwork as well, you'll find that as much as there's the physical artwork that is there, if you scan that particular artwork, there's another dimension to it, the augmented reality part. So there's like sometimes a hidden meaning to some of my artworks. Yeah. So what I did is I merged the two. I merged my background in tech with my love for art.
Okay.
Yes.
I have another question. I don't know if you have it. I was going to ask, so take us through the journey. So you've started doing it. Yeah. What's happening? All those years, what have you been doing? What have you learned? Take us through the journey.
What I've learned, yes. For me, I'd say what I've learned is when the opportunity comes, you will know,
Yeah, you will know.
You'll be like, this is something I'd like to pursue and I would love to do. So from there, from that particular first opportunity with the gallery, I was able to now take it seriously. And I was like, I'm going to create my own portfolio. I'm going to approach galleries as well for shows. I'm going to pitch work and see if I can participate in different exhibitions. And I took it seriously and I went ahead because I was like, yes, people have been in this industry for long. I have just come in, but I have something to also show them. I have something different to show to the market. And I want to see if the art industry in Kenya is willing to take up that. So I went ahead and did that. I pitched for some of the shows, one of the biggest shows actually. It's called It's Affordable Art Show. It happens at the Kenya National Museum. So I pitched it for the first time and I was able to get in and I realized, then my work is actually good enough. I should continue doing this and see if I can be able to do it. Yeah. And from then I approached different galleries and I won't say that all of them were yeses.
Yeah.
Because you see, with art, art is subjective.
Yeah,
So
it is.
It doesn't mean that your work is terrible.
It's not everyone's taste or
Yes,
forte.
it might not be the test.
Yeah.
It might not align with what the gallery is selling at the
At
moment.
the time.
It may not align with what their vision of the type of clients they interact with.
Yeah.
So sometimes some will approach and they tell you, we like your work, but it does not fit with
what we're
trying to do. So no's were there. Let me know. Like there were a couple of no's, and no's can be quite discouraging. But support from family, friends, as well as my husband, one of the biggest supporters, was there a lot. And they'll tell you, I know you got a lot of no's, but let's try again. So pick myself up, dust myself up. Maybe I'd have a new collection of some of the artworks I'd do. Take it to a gallery. Let's talk. Like, is this something that can relate to some of your clients? Do you feel like my work speaks to what you guys want out there? And some were able to respond positively. And yes, from all the no's, let's say from 12 no's, you had like 6.
Yes.
Okay, in a scale of like maybe 20.
Yeah.
You'll have no's and yeses. Sometimes they'll vary. More
balance,
yeses, more no's. But yes, I was able to pick myself up from the no's, and those were not easy. And I'd say being able to be resilient in that market is one of the biggest things that has worked for me, because you will get discouraged.
Yeah.
You will, because every time, let's say you go consistently to like 3 different people and tell you no. That is very discouraging. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should go back to just doing this thing for self-fulfillment.
Not a business.
Now it's starting to be something else.
Yes, because for sure when it starts being a career or a profession, then the margin for self-fulfillment now is different. You have to create some of the works for your own self-fulfillment. And then now
Really? That's a very interesting point.
Yes, because you have to remember it was for you. From the beginning, it was all for you.
It was all for
you want to spread all these out to every other person. But since art is subjective, what fulfills you might not be necessarily what the audience wants at that particular time. And then, for example, there are some shows you will bid to actually go and display your work, and they have a theme. For instance, you told me maybe this particular theme is all about, landscapes, for instance. Maybe you're not a landscape artist, but you have some works that you did that were inspired by the landscape. So you pitch with that. But that is not necessarily your core.
It's not the thing that...
Yes. So it's more of a balance of, it's a profession. Because making money out of what you love, people will tell you is not easy. It is not.
There's a fine line between I love it, but now I resent it.
You're imagining because you love it, it should be easy and everyone will love it with you. I mean, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
And Irene, just before you continue, I just want to, there's some things that are coming out from your conversation, and I feel that it would be nice to hear where it comes from. I feel like do you think you believe in yourself? I feel like you do. It's coming out as you do. And you saying that you have to be resilient. What do you think drives you to believe in yourself? And this is not a very, I don't think, because I know we've not talked about your journey, but we can as well. So before that, maybe you can talk to people what you did before, how you transitioned to now this being your profession, and then now you can talk about what drives you, what makes you believe in yourself.
So I think I'll go back to what I said about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
So I live by that a lot, and with that, it comes with different aspects. So what drives me is the support that I get, both emotional support, for example, from friends. When you tell them, I'm having a hard time with this is not working. You get to talk to people. There are people you'll talk to and you come out of that conversation and you feel, okay, now I'm ready. I am ready to face this particular challenge. So for me, it's been emotional support from friends, from family, as well as my biggest supporter, who is my husband as well. The other support I'd say is basic needs as well. So we work together to make sure we have our basic needs. When you are able to care of, say you have food, you have a roof over your head, your child is learning, then you are open. I feel like my mind is more open to think now outside the box. I'm not in survival mode. I don't have food. I don't have
school fees.
Yes, I don't have. I'm at a point where I'm like, I want to expand where we are at. Okay, and like we have this, but I'm seeing us moving to this particular level. So I'd say what drives me at the moment is the fact that now I've reached self-actualization. I'm like, I have the basic needs, I have the support both emotional that's surrounding me. But now I want to move into bettering where we are at, both personally in what I'm trying to do, professionally as well, what I'm trying to achieve as an artist, as well as what I'm doing in tech. Because like I said, I still do both of them. Yeah, because I believe I'm a multidisciplinary person. I don't like boxing myself into I feel it's very risky and very limiting, but that's more of a personal opinion. Yeah. So that's what drives me.
That's what makes you. So the thing that you say, I find that people who have passion for something, and artists, for you to become an artist, you really have to love what you're doing. How have you handled the thin line between this is something I love doing, but as a business, I have to do it this way because this is what is required by a client. So I'm beginning to resent it. You get what I mean? Or have you even gotten to that place where something has been asked for you that's gonna give you money, but it's not really coming from here. But since it's a business, you still have to do it, but you're not. It's not here. Have you had that, and how have you handled that?
Yeah, so for artists, we get what are called commissions. So someone would come and say, "I like your work. I like the way your style of painting. I'd love you to paint something particular for me." Okay, so they approach you and they tell you, "I want a portrait of my father, for example, or a portrait of my family," and they give you a photo and they say, work with this. So a lot of times you'd find commissions are not the easiest of things to do because it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I don't know your father, but I can
I can still do something with this photo.
I can do something. I can paint him. And commissions are tricky because at the end of the day, I'm also worried, are you really going to like how I represented your father? I really feel like your father to you.
This is how my dad is like.
Yes, at the end of the day. So commissions, they do drive the art industry a lot as well because sometimes someone will come and say, "I like your work, but I want a particular type of painting from you for my home, but not the one you have right now." So depending on what is going on the finances, of course you will say yes because you're like, I still like painting and I'll do it. But when it comes to commissions is where the challenge now comes in for sure. Because
you have an internal struggle.
Yes, it tends to push you out of your comfort zone, especially because of expectations from the client. And you yourself feel like this is a new field, but you know you can do it. So it's more of an effort of can I not do it and deliver. And then the biggest worry sometimes is when now you're giving it back to the client. You're like, finally, now I'm done with this. Sometimes they can say no.
What?
Yes.
Has that happened?
Okay, not to me yet, but but the artists have interacted with them. They're like, yeah, I gave them to them, and they're like, I'm not feeling it anymore. Someone will tell you like that.
What?
I'm not feeling it anymore, and that's why with that sometimes we work with before I start it, let's work on a certain percentage being paid first because my labor has gone.
You have to take care of the time you've spent on it. So do you find a lot of pushback there? Especially when you ask for a certain percentage before.
And people who understand the industry know that even materials and resources are required before you start the artwork, right? So someone who's pushing back might be new to the field. So you take your time to clearly educate them that before I even start this artwork, there's materials that's needed. I need paint, I need canvas, I need pencils, I need supplies for this work to start. So I need that leverage.
To actually do the
work. And I also need it as a form of commitment on your end. That when I'm done with this piece, you're going to pay the rest of the money and actually take it. So you don't get a lot of pushback with it.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of clients would pay it in advance. But I personally haven't experienced someone refusing.
To say no, you have to see the work first.
But I'm scared of that in particular.
I can imagine. I mean, I feel like being an artist involves a lot of vulnerability, like in yourself and also the client for yourself, mostly you're putting yourself out there. And like, how do you handle that moment of vulnerability? How do you get past that? And also, like, what are some of the risks that you took to get to where you are right now with the artwork that you've displayed in the galleries and things like that?
I'd say for the risks, it was more of, let me go and talk to this person. Let me give them my work and see if they'll accept it. So I'll give you an example. as much as I'm in tech, I'm in art as well. So there are times I'll attend a tech event and I'll be like, I see how art can work in this particular instance. So for instance, one of the people I work with is a co-work space that does blockchain. Blockchain is very tech-oriented. However, I approached these guys and I tell them, you guys have a space, walls and everything. I have art. So, and can we collaborate on this? Can I put my artworks here? Let's come up with an arrangement. As people are coming to the co-work space, those ones who are interested in the pieces can reach out to me, and your blank walls get artworks. So when I approached the people, I was scared the first time. It's like, this is tech. This is a tech space. How does art come in here? Yeah. So I approached them, talked to them, and also showed them that my art has the other background of augmented reality. Yeah. So for the first time, even when they were launching, I was part of the launch because they were like, but we also have art here and you can interact with the art. Yeah. So the attendees were very excited to actually come and scan and see. And
found partnerships that work.
Yes, partnerships. So, and it worked from there. I was like, going forward, I just don't have to restrict myself to the art industry. Yes. I can be in restaurants, I can be in co-work spaces. So that's how that risk of just taking that step to talk to that person showed me a totally different dimension. Yeah.
And I mean, an artist, it's your mind, it's your creativity, it's your hands, right? But how you set up as a business? So I'm particularly focusing on your art side. Is there a way you are set up as a business now, or you're just still running just as Irene? And do you think there are pros and cons of being set up as an actual business? Or just running as I'm just Irene, I do this thing.
Yes. So when you try to look at it from the professional aspect of being an artist, artists, you can either be a represented artist or an independent artist. So I'm working on the represented part where I approach galleries and I give them my artwork, and if they like and they feel like it works with what they're doing, then we come into a partnership. You get? So I'm able to put my artwork in their gallery, and if you have exhibitions, and then of course now there's the commission for the gallery. If I was an independent artist, I'd be the one focused on how to sell my work. Yes. But I'm more on the representative part. So I approach galleries, businesses, small art galleries, curio shops. And actually, as small as I even have a small curio shop in Lavington where I put my work there. So
really? You're really out there.
Yes. But I don't do the actual selling myself. Like, I'll be like, please buy my art. No, but you can find my art in different places, in a co-work space, in Sana Art Gallery, in Tigoni, a different small boutique gallery there. Yes.
Yourself almost
so my
everywhere.
strategy, that was the strategy I ended up working with. I realized it was working for me more as compared to being an independent artist. So I seek representation from different galleries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes so much sense.
So, Irene, I know that you've talked about the kind of support that has been so instrumental for you, right, in this space. And even as you're going forward, what now that you have displayed your art in different spaces, what do you want to do now? Is this still something you're doing? Is this what you're seeing yourself doing long term? Or like where are you right now? Your mind.
Yeah, I like that question. It's more of what's next.
Yes. What's the plan?
So as I've done all this, being represented by galleries at the end of the day, you're like, I see myself as a gallery owner myself as well. Yeah. Yes. So I have a journey towards that, and for me, I want to open a gallery in Mombasa.
Why Mombasa?
Why Mombasa? Because
cultural town.
Yeah. So first of all, saturation in Nairobi is a lot.
Okay.
There are many here. Mombasa is where I intend to retire personally. And I see myself retiring, owning a gallery somewhere there. And I'm working on that particular dream. It's already in the works because I would love to put up a gallery there. For artists in that region. People forget that after Nairobi is Mombasa. That's the next big city in the country. And when you go there, you find most of the artists there that I've interacted with and even visited in galleries there because, like I said, I'm in different galleries. I even went to Mombasa to look for representation. They would say they still want to come and talk to galleries in Nairobi when there are a lot of tourists in Mombasa. There's a lot of... So it's a market that is
Untapped.
Yeah, untapped.
I
Personally,
see.
from how I'm
I'm
looking
actually
at it.
surprised.
Yes.
Me too.
So-
Because I would have imagined there's a lot
Yes.
going on at the
Yes,
coast.
so they do have the ones who will sell it at the beach, but not proper.
Yeah.
I think it's only 1 or 2 galleries that I've come across there, but no proper like established, gallery there. So my plan is to put up one there and then to have an art residency there as well. So for an art residency, that means I'm able to host artists to come. They're provided with the basic needs and everything, and then what the residency does, it gives them a peaceful environment to create. You get what I mean? So that is what residencies do. You come, you are able to concentrate on whatever you're creating. You're given like 2 weeks there to just paint.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Without being disturbed.
Sounds
And see
magical.
what you come up with. So residencies have been there for a while. And I intend to actually be able to host some there because I'd love to see what people are able to come up with, and I'd love to support my fellow artists as well.
Yeah.
And I'm also a believer of if a gallery is owned by a fellow artist, they understand you more than if it's owned by a business or a businessman or a businesswoman, because I get what it means, what it takes to do what you're doing. How long it took you to do that particular piece of art. When you come and you tell me, by the way, your commission is too high, can we negotiate? I would understand.
Yeah.
Because I know you need to make a living, and I know how long it took you to do this particular art. But my goal is, I'd love to open the gallery.
Yeah.
And it's in the works slowly by slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of questions. You're, here we host women, not because of anything, just because we think that's where our hearts are, essentially. Are there any specific challenges that you face just because you're a female artist? How does the market respond to art in general? The Kenyan market respond to art in general, but also how does it respond to female artists or artwork? I don't even know if they can tell this is from a female or from. I don't think you can tell that, but just generally, what has been your experience?
There are few Kenyan women female artists at the moment. That's true. The market is more saturated by gentlemen.
Yeah.
But I would say sometimes when you go even and you say, I'd love representation, there's not I'd say, let's start saying gender bias. No, we only take one from any. But I personally haven't felt like there's a difference between me and a male and a male artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there are more opportunities for you now that the market is more saturated by male artists? Do you think there's more opportunity, or is it more judged? It's more the work that is being judged and not the person. Does that make sense?
It's more of the work.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, when it comes to the art industry, it's more of the work than the person, because I might do my work and then I put my signature there, I've signed.
Yeah.
But if you're coming and you've never seen my work before, you wouldn't tell this is work by a female or a male artist, because art is subjective. If it speaks to you,
It just
speaks
does.
to you. Yeah. I'll find someone who's bought my work and tell them, okay, so what drew you to this? They'll be like, a very different interpretation from what you had when you were creating the work. Yeah. So, for example, maybe it'll be a painting of a lady. For me, maybe she's dancing. And this person will interpret it very differently. To them, that person is not even dancing. They're like, I like the free spirit that this person
is
seems to
playing
have.
from the...
Yes. So it's always good to see how everybody is interpreting it differently. But when it comes to whoever created the art, a lot of the times it's not
a fact.
It's not about you. It's about whether it spoke to that person and what in that particular piece spoke to them and what they related to before they decided, okay, I want to purchase this work. I want to work with this particular artist. I like their style or something like that. Yeah.
Irene, the reason why I really wanted you to come to Before Breakthrough, and thank you so much for coming again, is because I personally know your story, and it would be good for people to hear it kind of because your story is different. Normally, you will grow up and you just, work in school, work hard, get a job, and that's just life, that's life. But there's something different about your story, and we've talked about it before. Can you just tell us? I want it to come from your mouth and not from mine,
Yeah, sure. So I'd say it's, the difference for me would be the journey that has been, that has taken place here. So, of course, as I was studying, and all my background mostly is in tech, but on the side, I would draw and paint for self-fulfillment because I enjoyed it. But sometimes I meet a lot of people that are like, you draw and paint. I don't remember you ever drawing and paint when we were schooling together. I'm like, because I had sketchbooks. You never really saw me do it because it was something I'd do in my downtime.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So for me, the journey has been, I did that background in tech, but the moment the opportunity came for me to actually look into my art more, I took it. You know, when that particular lady in the gallery said, okay, bring your work, I'd love to look at it. I was like, oh, I can actually have my work up there hung just the same as this other professional artist. And I was like, oh, then it means I've actually given this craft, you know, the time it needed to grow without even knowing it actually. Because I'm a self-taught artist.
Yeah.
I never really
went to school for it. Yeah.
I never really went to school for it. I did a bit of art classes in high school. But you know, high school, all just Form 1 and Form 2 and art drawing. But I'm more of self-taught. So the paintings, understanding, you know, color, chroma, texture, and all that is things I've taught myself over time and perfected over time by just doing my own paintings on the side and drawing.
Amazing.
So to be able to do that on my own and being able to go to a professional setup and being told you can actually be able to display against was quite monumental for me. Yeah, I was like, I actually managed to train myself without knowing that I was training myself to even be a professional artist.
Amazing.
So when the opportunity came, I was like, let me take it and see where it takes me. And that is how that journey has been. Yes, it has had low ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with where it is headed at the moment. Yeah.
What would you tell someone, another artist, I mean, in this case, male or female, who's thinking about taking this a bit more seriously professionally, about how to position themselves, what to think, how the market is, what would be your words there?
First of all, as an artist, the ones I've interacted with and the ones, some of my friends, we judge ourselves way too harshly. You know, you judge your work even before you put it out there for people to see, because you know it's gonna be seen by millions, by a lot of people. If it's an exhibition, having people coming along. And opinions, you get feedback. But then for them, if you attend an opening, you get direct feedback. You know, someone will tell you, I don't like this. I like this about what you do. This I don't like. This I can't relate with, which is good. You get feedback.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, if you want to do it, just know art is subjective. Even if you get one bad feedback, it does not define
everything
about it. And you'll have your people. Yeah. People who relate to your work, people who come back to it. And that's how collectors are born. You know, in the art industry, that people call collectors. So they buy a lot of artworks. And collectors, they come across your work for the first time and you're like, I like your style. I like this. Over time, they just keep on coming back because they can relate to it. So don't let just one feedback or two feedbacks from somebody or from someone interacting with it make you feel like your work is not worth it. Because it is very subjective and it will relate to some people. It won't relate to some. You get direct feedback.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it can be scary, but take that step, especially if you believe that you want, like I was saying, like put your art out there. The feedback will come. There'll be positive and negative feedback. Let's try focus on the positive. That is where it is, because those are your people, you know. Yeah. And if someone has a negative opinion, it's okay, because it means it's not their artwork. Around somewhere, maybe on that particular gallery, their artwork exists. So it's okay. The feedback is good. Feedback is what actually makes you think about how to improve, because sometimes feedback can help you improve. It doesn't necessarily mean that all
it's
negative
bad. Exactly.
feedback is bad, or any feedback that sometimes you might be the one foreseeing it as negative, and it might necessarily not. Someone will tell you, but the edges here are very crooked. They might actually be crooked, but you intentionally put them to be crooked. But you might straighten them and see a different thing. You know, you end up straightening that particular part of the art and you're like, oh, it looks different. It looks actually more interesting if I approach it. So not all negative, what you foresee rather, as and perceive as negative is negative. It might be constructive feedback. But in your mind, since you are scared, you cocoon it in a negative feedback box. So feedback is good.
Do you think it pays? I mean, you from the onset, you said you're multidisciplinary. Big name, by the way. I was like, wow, I only hear that in a lecture or in a proposal somewhere. But do you think it's something that someone can, from your experience, I'm sure if someone else has a different opinion, someone can peg on as the means of livelihood? That's my part A of my question. And part B, where do you think the Kenyan market is when it comes to how it values or doesn't value its artists?
Okay. Well, I think I'll start with the first bit of whether it pays or not. So I've met artists on all those different spectrums. I personally would say I classify myself as one who does both art and something else. Okay. So I wouldn't say that all the money that I'm living off is coming off art. But I have, however, interacted and I work with even artists whose income totally comes from art. And it requires a lot of dedication. And for the one I know and I work with, he does everything. You know, he paints and he'll be at the shop because he has a small shop in Lavington around the courtyard. So he'll come out and he'll be the one to sell it as well. So he puts it up there, gets clients who are coming around. Most of the time it's tourists though. Let's start from there. Who want to pick up maybe a gift for someone back home and all that. And he has done this from 2017 there. Almost 10 years now in that market. And even when you talk to him, he says it's not easy because it means I have to be in the studio working and creating work. I have to be the one to sell it. Sometimes he has someone helping him do the sales. However, it is not easy because it relies on the tourists market for him, for example. So when the tourists are not in the country at the time, you'll find him picking other gigs to supplement
the work.
Yet he's someone who is doing it full time. So can you imagine someone who is still doing it full time takes other gigs to supplement it when the season is low. Now, secondly, on the part where you asked about how the Kenyan market is looking at it. So we have some growth to do there because especially when it comes to pricing and the value of the work, you know, the quality of the work, someone will come look at it and like it. But now when you label the price, you know, they'll be like, I get it, I like it, but I'm not so sure I can pay that much.
I can pay that much for this.
I can pay that much for this particular painting. So how we value artworks and artists in Kenya at the moment, it's not where we as artists would like it to be, obviously. Because you're still looking at it from a perspective of, I like it, but I can't pay that much. So how to value the work is not yet given and educated very well. People forget art can actually be an investment. Do you know that you can buy an artwork and sell it even quicker than a piece of land?
Yeah, I wonder whether I see it in the movies, but I wonder whether it happens in this.
I have someone who's shown me that.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
This country. She needed money quickly. She has a gallery, but at the same time buys art from different people. Like she's a collector as well as a gallery owner. So she had an emergency. Okay, and she needed the money. Kona shamba kamulu, you know. So she's like, how I can liquidate this farm to get money. To sort this emergency that I have. But the process of liquidating a farm is not as quick as people think.
Yeah, it's not that quick.
So at that particular time, she had bought a piece from one of the artists that she had worked with before. Okay, and it was like, you know, what if I sell this? I try selling this because now I'm at a end. I need money. Yes. And someone bought it from her. It was like someone who said, I've been wanting to own a piece by this particular artist for a long time. So when you came into the market and said you are selling something by this person, they took it up. Yeah. Once you build your name, the value of that piece,
it goes higher.
It goes higher because they know.
That's also okay.
Yeah. So she was able to sell the piece quicker than Ile Shamba Kabul. And was able to actually sort her need more. Yeah. So art is an investment. Collectors don't just buy art for the sake of, do you know, sadly the artists who have died even make more money than those of us who are alive.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's like the more you stay in the industry, the more the value of your art goes up. Like right now, some of the oldest artists, like say you find an original Van Gogh frame, it will go for millions.
Yes.
You get?
Yes.
Yeah. So the value grows because they believe your skill has been growing over time. Your techniques have been growing over time. And the thing about art is there's no two pieces that are the same.
Yes.
See this particular, even me, I cannot replicate my own work. Like even if I sit down and I tell you,
original. Goodness,
it's
so
very
unique.
original. So I come up with the piece and then you say, paint for me and exactly this type of piece. I cannot.
Oh, really?
I cannot.
Yeah.
Because there's only one of one.
Wow.
If I create
like if this creativity has gone down this
into
way.
this
that's
particular
why the
canvas,
value
and
is
it's
so-
one of one.
Yeah.
So the originality is what gives it the value. Like if you own my piece of art and it's you who has it, and I cannot recreate the same
There's so
for
much
anyone.
depth in
My
what you're
goodness,
saying.
that is
We can
so
spend
beautiful.
a lot
I
of time
can't
talking
even-
about what you're
it's
saying.
so
Yeah,
beautiful.
so that's
so
what gives it
nice.
the value.
Wow. I'm looking forward to owning an investment
Amen,
from
amen.
Irene.
Amen. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's very like you talking about investments and art being an investment is such an eye opener, especially for our viewers out there. I'm sure they're also thinking. Even me, I'm usually thinking about different ways of investing, and sometimes when you think about land, there's so much, you know, especially in Kenya. The whole so when you're talking about an investment, like it's how would the viewer know that this piece is like a worthy piece to invest? You know how you can have is it because of price or I like it, or because of what now?
Okay.
How would I buy an investment?
So I think that will maybe get into the mind of a collector, for instance. Yeah. So you would first look at it has to speak to you. If it speaks to you, you look at that piece and you're like, hey, this one, and yeah, I like it, and I like it, and I can't. Sometimes you ask someone, they cannot explain to you why they like it
the
because it's more
piece.
personal to them. Yeah. If they can express why they like it, fine. But if they cannot, it's very personal, and that is okay.
Yeah.
But first, the art piece has to speak to you. Like you like it, and these are the reasons you like it. Research the artist at the same time, their career trajectory, how are things going, which shows have they been to, which galleries are representing them, for instance, because those are what build that particular value in that particular in that industry. The art industry is very, what can I say? The more that particular person is known, sometimes the more valuable their art piece would be.
Go for.
Yeah.
The price also matters because you see, for me to actually price a particular art piece a certain amount, I know its value. So look at that money and like, okay, there's a reason why it is this particular amount. And I take it to the gallery and they're like, we agree this looks like it's worth this much when we assess it and we value it. This is what we look at it at. So you look at the career of that person, look at the piece if it speaks to you, then keep it for a couple of years. Not so quick. Don't try to sell it that quick. Keep it for a couple of years, then go back to the market and see if you can actually get someone to buy it. And you'll find that most of the time they're sold way more than the value that was there before. So yes, art can be an investment. They are bought for investment by a lot of people. Actually.
Good to know.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know you had alluded to this earlier, but when we speak to you in 3 years,
Yes.
where will you be?
Yeah.
Where
By the
will
way,
I be?
does your art have a name? By the way, we didn't even get to there. We just know it's art by Irene Opondo. Have you given it a business name?
A business. No, okay. For on Instagram, it's @Rota Irene. But then when it comes to if you'd like to buy it or get access, so you can be able to visit Sana Art Gallery in Two Rivers. They have some of my work. You can be able to visit Noni's Art Gallery in Tigoni. Somewhere in Naishola Gardens has a small boutique gallery over there, so you can find it. You can also be able to find it at the co-work space in Hurlingham, known as the Blockchain Center. So some of my work is there as well. Art Gallery also has some of my pieces as well. So
You're in different places.
Yes, as well as the Lavington Courtyard. There's a small boutique art shop as well there. The one we told you is a professional artist and does that full time. So he sells my work
for you.
as well. And I also work with him a couple of times and learn a few techniques from him as well. So he's been like a mentor in the industry for me a bit. Yeah. So those are some of the places you can get my work. Okay. Yeah.
Where are you going to be in 3 years?
I hope to actually have opened that gallery in Mombasa. Gallery/art residency. For artists, a place where artists are coming to go to the beach and paint, They come back refreshed, they come back and able to do their work, and we are doing exhibitions together. So I intend to actually have opened that at that particular time.
Yeah.
Of course, such dreams are big. You need to buy a piece of land. to build that particular gallery.
Wow, I didn't even
example.
realize it's all that. I thought you were going to rent a place.
Or rent a place. Actually, because it intended to be my residence as well. Eventually.
Okay.
I can't imagine retiring and being surrounded by art. That would be magical for me. I mean,
Oh, that's the dream.
yes, that's the dream. That should be self-fulfillment. Like I said, from the beginning, that has been the goal.
Yeah.
So combining it as part of it as my own residence, a home, but then the other side is the gallery and a place where people can be able to actually paint. So I'm hoping in 3 years,
That's where you'll be.
That dream would have already sufficed.
We'll keep tabs.
Yes.
We will keep tabs. Irene, we are almost at the end of this conversation and it's been so amazing. I've learned so much and I wish I could paint. How can I paint?
You can.
How can I learn? Maybe you should share some tips. But any last words before we finish this conversation?
I think I'll say go and study a bit more about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you're in a point in your life where you'd like to know more about your purpose in this life, we are born and we die and somewhere in between life happens, you get. So if you want to find out maybe about your purpose in this particular, go through it, go read about hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because it will take you through as a human being. Do you have your basic needs? Do you have your psychological needs, emotional needs? Like, where are you headed?
As a person.
Yeah. So self-actualization is an important thing. Get to know who you are. What do you want? What is your enough? You can't be chasing every other person's idea because your idea of success is not the same as Phyllis's idea of success.
That's true.
But if you don't ever sit down and know what success means to you, you'll be chasing what every other person
Is telling you.
So that's all I can say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And on that note, we are going to end it there. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for listening to us. Yes. And see you next time. Yay.